Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Tanner O'Brien. I'm a senior partner here at ActionCOACH in Central Texas. And today I am joined by Natalie Blanco, who is the CEO of Magic Helpers LLC and Hostly. Excited to be jumping into just some conversation around business, around entrepreneurship, around just the journey overall and what it's like to build, operate, just kind of grow businesses, and all the wonderful things that come along with it. So, Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me today. I'd love to just start with just some very, basic background. Give us the
Yeah,
10,000-foot view of who you are and tell us about the business.
gotcha. So I'm Natalie Blanco. I am originally from Puerto Rico, from a little island, and I've been here in Texas for about 8 years. My background is in management. I've been managing people since I was very, very young. And then parking, which is very unique, right? I love parking. That's a whole nother thing. Um, And my businesses are actually based in the hospitality industry, which I learned a lot in the parking industry because we had to deal with valet parking and all that and garage lots and everything for like hotels in Puerto Rico and all of Puerto Rico. So my business is Magic Helpers and Hostly, and they are, how do you call it, conjoined twins-ish?
Okay.
Right? They both work together and to help each other out, and they are all based on Airbnb. So Airbnb housekeeping, so vacation rental housekeeping, and Hostly is our vacation rental management company here in Austin, Texas.
Very cool. I
Like an
love that.
overview, but there's so much more.
We can certainly dive into some of this here, but before we do, I always like to just kind of set the stage for the viewers. There's we have an opportunity to talk to so many different business owners, different types of businesses, things like that, which means the journey is a little bit different. So I'm always curious on setting the stage and setting kind of generally what's your ownership structure look like, and what I mean by that ultimately is, do you have business partners in the business? Is it just you? Have you had to take on outside investors, anything like that? What has been your experience?
Now, I literally started by myself. I am still CEO and full owner of all the businesses. However, creating these two businesses opened a lot of doors for me, and I got to meet a lot of really important and beautiful people in my life that are also now my business partners in real estate investment and flipping properties and converting them to Airbnbs and all of that.
Excellent. So I'm always curious as well, like, since starting the businesses, has your role changed within the business? Have you gone from kind of working in the business a little bit more to doing different things in it? Like, what does that look like for you?
Definitely. Well, let's start by the fact that I left my very, very wonderful high paying job to start my own business. And I started from scratch and I started by myself, and I was the one doing the actual service, providing the actual service. Okay. So at first, I was the employee, I was a CPA, I was the marketing agent, I was everything. And so it's definitely has changed so much. Now I just oversee everything and just make sure that everything falls into place and all of our customers are happy. And that's like my main concern right now. And also a little bit on the back end and like the creative part, because that's what I love. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, basically just right now growing the business.
Very cool. So when you look at kind of what makes your business so special, I always like to ask the question, just like, who primarily does your business serve? And it may seem a little apparent just based on kind of what you do, but I always like to ask the question anyway. And how I like to frame is, if I'm sitting in the audience and I'm listening to this, how do I know that I'm a really good fit to contract and work with your business? On either the rental side or on the housekeeping side for Airbnbs. How do I know that I'm a good fit, or I might know somebody who's a good fit to come chat with y'all?
Well, we are very niche. So we mainly target hosts, Airbnb hosts, VRBO hosts, so vacation rental owners or just investment property owners. So that's our main client, and that's who we serve all the time, and mainly them.
Excellent. And I'm always, yeah, forgive me, I don't know, your landscape that much, but um, are there like competitors that are in that niche space that are, providing these services for vacation rentals?
Okay, so I don't I don't call them competitors. I don't think they can compete with us. And I only say that because I'm really, really proud of it. And I also started when there was nobody doing it. Okay, so I had that, I leveraged that, and I used that to my advantage. And now we're the biggest one in Austin, Texas. So I really don't really have competitors, but I see a lot of other cleaning companies, residential cleaning companies that are starting to do what we do.
Hmm.
But it will never be the same because the type of cleaning is different. I don't know if you want me to go into details, but in this industry where I'm at is cleaning, is housekeeping for magic helpers, but you have to do it hotel style, right? You can't just do a regular residential cleaning. You can't leave one hair, one particle on a bed. You have to make the beds hotel style. Like everything has to smell good when you come in. The property, it's completely different. So I have competitors, but I really don't.
That's really fascinating. I don't know that I would have thought about that much before, but it would have to be like true hospitality style cleaning, which I can't think of off the top of my head any residential cleaning service that does it that way. Like if I think of that type of service, it is in the hospitality industry. So that is very unique and very cool. And yeah, I would never have thought about it that way before. Uh, is there, I always like to ask a little bit about marketing just in general, because marketing is one of those areas that's vital to every business. Oftentimes, many newer business owners that don't have a background in marketing, that's kind of an area that we tend to stumble upon. Um, so when you look at like getting the word out there on the importance of how y'all operate the business and the types of cleanings and things like that that you do for vacation rental owners, is there uh, are they already looking for the service? Is there a little bit of education on why it's important to go, this route versus a different route? What does that look like for that communication for y'all?
As in, like, how do we get these customers?
Yes, by and large, yes. I'm curious, like if I'm just like thinking through if I was buying like my first or my first couple vacation rentals, and like off the top of my head, I don't know that I would know that I should clean a certain way or have a certain way of doing things versus just well, now I own an investment property and I should just make sure it's cleaned fairly regularly. Is there like some education around that has to happen, or is it pretty like normal that they understand it?
They actually do understand it right now because we're in an information age and everything is just very clear. And like there's numerous influencers that talk about it. But ¿cómo se dice? According to my SEO, like the number one like keyword was Airbnb cleaning. And so we're into the number one in that. So that has helped us and also because we started from scratch. Like we started that keyword here in Austin, Texas. So that's mainly how we find our clientele. They're already looking for us. So it's pretty direct. Like
That's
I don't
fantastic.
have to show anybody. At least that's not our what we've seen, at least in our experience.
Excellent.
They,
So
like they do know that hey, they need to get some good cleaners up in here.
outside of just like web traffic, kind of direct search, that sort of thing, what are some of the other areas that y'all leverage to bring in new business or get the word out there?
The number one thing was absolutely ridiculous, amazing customer service and the quality of the service. And that it was all referrals, word of mouth. It was all of that before I can even have even I if I sorry before I had the money to actually invest in the SEO and the pay per click and all that. And right now we don't have anything. We just do SEO. We don't have pay per click or anything like that because we're just in the first place. We don't need to. That sounds a
Good.
little conceited, but I'm just really, really proud of
You should be. That is absolutely
it.
fantastic.
I'm
And
really,
that's
it's really
the
hard.
yeah, being able to get that up and running is probably one of the coolest things in marketing when you can get it running right.
Mhm.
And it doesn't always work that well in every industry, but when you've got an industry that it can just absolutely crush for, that is fantastic. So awesome. You know, share it as much as you can, share it proud. It's fantastic. Um, so you know, let's take a step back here. And I want to talk a little bit about your journey in starting the
Mhm.
business. So had some experience, decided to go out on your own, start to kind of build this business. What was the what was that point when you decided to make the change and actually work for yourself versus for anyone else? Why make that decision versus just going and I don't know, working for somebody else?
I've always been an entrepreneur. My family is like half Puerto Rican and half Cuban. So we are workaholics and they've created their own business. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's in my blood. It's in genetics. I started my own business since I was like 7 years old, selling tattoos at school and getting in trouble for it. Um, and but the one thing that made me just leave everything and just start it, it was I had an awful, horrible boss. And that I'm like, you know what? I'm making so much money for these people and I don't deserve this treatment. And I'm going to create something for myself and it's going to be the total opposite. And I'm going to be the total opposite as a boss. And it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be insane. And I did it. I gave my 2 weeks notice and I just started from scratch. I actually started with a Walmart gift card. Yeah.
That's
I had no money.
amazing.
I had no money to start it. I bootstrapped it from the ground up.
That's amazing. So many questions. Taking that
Right?
type of a leap, did you feel any fear? Was it just like straight up excitement? I'm ready to jump in with both feet. Was there any hesitation, or was it just a go 100% right away?
No hesitation. It was an impulse for sure. Then I was scared. So there's stages, right? And then you're like, oh my God, I just left my job. What the hell am I gonna do? So, but with that stress and with that kind of pressure, um, you talk to yourself and you're like, you can't fail now, Natalie. There's no failure. You gotta make it work. And I did. I did.
It's amazing. I imagine that there had to have been a couple lessons learned along the way as you've continued to grow as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Curious, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've had to learn as a business owner?
My biggest lessons. Hiring the right people, not necessarily for like their resume, but their work ethic, their attitude towards work, like their heart is really important. Um, gosh, not overworking to the point where I had a mini stroke. I had a mini stroke. So like kind of like balance things if you can. But definitely you have to work hard. There's no other way. There's all that get rich easy. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. And you need to build a big, like, ¿cómo se dice? Big, strong base, and then you'll
Mhm.
keep growing from there, And you do that with time and with a lot of effort. And in my personal case, with a lot of crying. But we're there now. We just keep growing. It's great. It's worth
Emotions.
it.
And yeah, I love what is it, the overnight success that takes 10 years? Like if
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's so true.
that is fantastic. You mentioned hiring the right people. What's your process to finding the right people for your team?
Well, it's a little bit different with service industry. In the service industry, in the service industry, we always need people because we always keep growing because people don't want to do anything, right? or they don't know how to, I don't know, put a light bulb or whatever the service is. And so we have our systems and our processes and all of that, but in my experience, it's all been referrals from the girls that are already working with us and have experienced how we work and our job culture and all that. It's the only thing that's really, really giving good results. But yeah, like every other business, you need processes and systems and all that. But at the end of the day, you just really need good people that you can train and with good work ethic. And that's
Mm.
really hard to find, really hard.
I can imagine, yes. And you know, the one of my the favorite things that when it comes to understanding how important people is in building a business, and it's the
Everything.
um yeah, the owner's job is to take care of the people. The people will take care of the business and the customers and everything else, and everything just rolls together when you do it that way. And it's really cool to see that and see the passion around about building great people in your team and being able to train them, have the right character, all that kind of stuff.
I've always called it business karma. Because if you treat your people good and train them really good and give them the tools that they need, they will take care of you. They will take care of the customer, and then the customer is going to be happy, and then your business is going to keep growing because your customer is happy, and they're just putting it on Facebook and everything, and their neighbors. So, and that has been our experience, you know. So just provide amazing customer service, and everything just falls into place.
I love it. I love that business karma piece of it. Has your leadership style had to change at all as you continue to grow and develop and do different things within the business, has there been a shift in your leadership style at all in your journey?
For sure. For sure. Just because at first it was my baby, right? I gave birth to it. I like nurtured it. I worked in it. And it was really tough. So I was definitely a micromanager. And now it's still hard, but I'm trying to delegate more and oversee everything and let our people do their job so
Mm,
that they can also grow and learn and make mistakes. That's the most important part, to make mistakes, because that's how you learn. If you're not making mistakes, you're not doing anything. There's no going forward from that, from being perfect.
so true. So as you look towards the next 3 to 5 years, what comes next? What comes next for you within the business? What comes next for the business itself? What are you excited for? What's upcoming as you continue to grow and build and just give love and life to this thing?
Yes. Okay. So definitely expanding to other markets and franchising Magic Helpers and growing Hostly to another level. I want Hostly to be the Apple of vacation rental management, like Magic Helpers is for housekeeping. And I just growing my babies and
I l-
expanding and just and training, and I don't know, I have so many ideas. But those are the two main things. I just want to expand to Houston and Dallas for sure for Magic Helpers, franchise, and grow Hostly for sure.
Beautiful. I love that. Well, we've certainly covered a ton of ground in the like little bit of time we've already been chatting. And you know, for those that are watching, tons of little wisdom nuggets so far. So make sure you save this video, come back, rewatch it, take some notes, put it in your own business, all of that kind of stuff. But you know, as we start to kind of wrap up here, I'd love to go through a couple rapid fire questions, kind of top of mind answers for each of these. I know we probably could go a little bit deeper on each of them, but we'll go kind of fast answers for them today. So the first one here, Natalie, what is your key to success?
Hard work, hard work, because before you can, como se dice, work smarter, not harder, you need to work hard in order
Mhm.
to understand that actual sentence, you know. And once you work hard and provide a lot of value to others without expecting anything in return, you start meeting people and you start connecting other people with other people, and they also help you grow. So definitely that hard work, providing value to other people and making those really important connections. And at first, you do always have to say yes, okay? That I hate when people say, no, you have to say no sometimes. No, that's when you're already successful. Okay. Because you can't be everywhere, right? But at first you have to say yes because you have to say yes to every single opportunity. Okay. And then you kind of like disregard this and disregard that. But definitely that's what helped me. I would say yes and then just figure it out later. It's worked. It's worked great.
I love it. So if you could boil it down to just one piece of advice that you could give to other business owners, what would that piece of advice be?
Definitely the working hard part. There's and working hard and educating yourself to improve yourself. That's the
Hmm.
best. I know it's cliche. I know it's the boring answer, but it's the real answer.
Yeah, things are cliche and boring for a reason, and oftentimes it's because we need to hear them 100 different times from
And
different voices in different ways to finally let it sink in and take some action on it. So there's never a bad piece of advice or anything like that just because it's cliche or anything like that. So, um, what's one book that either you're reading currently or have read most recently?
okay, I'm reading like three because of my ADHD, because I get bored, right? But the one that I actually remember the title of is 100 million offers by
Oh
Hermione
yeah.
Alex Armos. Oh my God, it's so good. It's like so elementary, like a third grader can understand it. And it's about cells. So, that's important to note, but it is really great. There's a bunch of information there that you can apply to your business, to your everything. It's really great.
Yes, that he does a really good job at breaking it down in a way that most people can
Yeah,
understand, and it's
the little
very
drawings and
applicable, and
everything. Oh my gosh, it's great.
it is. Uh, all right, final rapid fire question before we kind of wrap up and get to my final question of the day. I always love this one. This is kind of a fun one to go through. If you had some magic dust and you could just sprinkle it anywhere in your business to magically improve it overnight, you'd walk in tomorrow and everything is 100% the way you'd want it to be. Where would you put that little magic dust?
Okay, if I would just like, or just bing, I would just bring a bulk of amazing people because right now we have to filter them, right, in order to hire and grow. So if I have a bulk, let's say like 50 more amazing people in our business, I can grow the business up to like 500%. So that would be my little bing moment.
I love it. So, Natalie, for those that are watching that want to get some more information that are a great fit, have some vacation rentals and they want to work with y'all, where can they go for more information? How can they get in contact with you or follow more about the things that you're up to? Where can we encourage everyone to go for more information?
Okay, for Magic Helpers, it'll be themagicheLpers.com and Instagram is the Magic Helpers. Hostly is myhostly.com and on Instagram is myhostly. And if you want to follow me and my crazy self, remember I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban, so it's hilarious, my life. You can follow me on Instagram and it's N Blanco, I think. My ADHD, you see? I think it's N Blanco 5775 or something like that. Just find me, Natalie Blanco. You'll see me with a picture of goats. Those are my babies.
Absolutely love it. For those that are watching, I'll make sure to put all of this in the video description below. So as soon as we wrap up this amazing conversation, make sure you go down and click on all of those amazing links. Make sure that you follow and check it out and reach out, say hi, all of that kind of stuff. But Natalie, as we wrap up here today, I'd love to end on one specific question, which is simply this. What is most inspiring to you today?
Okay. The one thing that makes me like have butterflies inside and makes me happy to the point that I cry, it's pretty ridiculous, but seeing my friends or my family succeed in something, like when one of my business partners for the Moda Custom Homes with the flipping company does something like he's speaking in Paris or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, that is so amazing. Like that to me is so inspiring. Like I want to be him, right? Like I want to go to the next level. Um, and just like my family just being happy, and me being able to provide the comfort that they have now, that to me is everything. It's inspiring, but also gives me happiness and just makes me light up.
That is absolutely amazing. I so appreciate that you share that. I think the love and excitement for the success of others is
Oh my God, yeah.
such an amazing thing.
Like right now, I got goosies. Yes. I'm telling you, it makes me so happy. It makes me just emotional.
It's fantastic. Natalie, I so greatly appreciate the time that you've shared with us today and sharing your journey and all the amazing things that you are doing to build an amazing couple businesses. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great.